that Krishna sound will come like a nectar. There should be no knot in that, not obstacle, any, so that Krishna sound may come and go. So these 9 folds. Though Krishna was playing on flute here in this world, in Vrindavan, but she saw that there is no one qualified, crossed, and went through Brahmalok, Viraja, and then Sivalok, Vaikunthalok, even she saw that no one qualified here. Ajodhya, Dwarka, Mathura, and went to beyond Mathura. And then it went to Braja. And it was so mysterious that she went only in the ears of the beloved gopis, not to anyone else. If we will tell anything, all will hear. But this flute sound was so mysterious and so powerful that it only went in the ears of only beloved gopis, not in the ears of Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, Siddham, Subal, anyone so beautiful. And what she did? She took the heart of the gopis. And heart was taken by that sound to Krishna, and they became restless. Oh, who has taken by this precious heart? And they began to follow. That is all gopis can tell. So, this Sukadeva Goswami knows all these things, how Krishna played on feet and it went on the ears of gopis and they followed the sound to catch this thief. And they came to Krishna. And then what Krishna told? Why you came here? You should go to your home. Serve your husband. So many things. So that knowing all these things, and if he is knowing all these things, he also Antarjami to all, knowing all hearts.
The hearts of all.
Why he cannot? Because always serving Radha and Krishna, and Radha Krishna are everywhere, everybody's heart, like Paramatma or Krishna there. To serve his transcendental Prabhu, oh, Sukadeva Goswami is there also. So any devotee who has realized all these things, he cannot live without his worship of Krishna and Radhika. So where there will be also. So they are very minute, but even transcendental, so they can live with Krishna. If Narayan, Vishnu, all transcendental manifestation of Krishna can be in Krishna, even he was very small boy. Then why all the souls cannot? How can it be? They must be there. So Sukadeva Goswami knowing everyone's heart, and for them he has told Srimad Bhagavatam, manifested Srimad Bhagavatam, a Glories also. If not like Sukadeva, but he should follow sincerely Sukadeva Goswami. Then Narayanam Niskrit. You have read? Then that hunter began to tell this slok, Varaha freedom this. And Sukadeva Goswami at once attacked. Why at all? Because he has the revelation of this slok. So he remembered at once. He was going here. Oh, those who have compiled this slok, we will know all things. So I must go there and hear some Harikatha again, that I was going to first to Kailash and I went to Badrikashram. So I must go there. So he told next day that you told the beauty of that mantra, but you should ask my Gurudev, your Gurudev, that how he is qualified, what qualities are in them. Then next day Vyas again told them, what? Aho bakiyam stanakalukutam jighansaya payad apya sadvi ledhe gatim hatujitam tato kanva dayalu sharanam. They are told. How they are told? Because they are seen in trance by the mercy of that Narad Goswami. And so he was writing like this. And when he heard this, he completely could not shake himself and he ran away to Vyas. And when he came, and then he requested that I want to hear all these slokas, top to bottom, passage, from beginning to end, I want to hear. Then he told him all Srimad Bhagavatam. For us, for the devotees, so Sukadeva Goswami is Guru of all. And then he read Srimad Bhagavatam and he told in Parikshit Maharaj, counsel this Srimad Bhagavatam. Now he is doing pranam to Sukadeva Goswami. He did pranam to his Gurudev and then he Narayanam Namaskritta Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamukhi.
Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author.
Yes. Then he began to Srimad Bhagavatam. He told that, oh, what you have done, question to me. It remembers me Krishna and his pastimes. What my Gurudev has told me, this Srimad Bhagavatam. I have heard in Srimad Bhagavatam this in the council of Parikshit Maharaj when my Gurudev was explaining all these things. And I know that by this question, Jenatma Samprasidati, by hearing this, by explaining this, our soul will be always happy. Jenatma Samprasidati means the
soul will be completely satisfied.
Only this is only process, no other. So you should try to forget all process and come to this process. No job, no knowledge, no aspirator, no making money. Anything cannot give you satisfaction of soul. Only this. And this was the question. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janat Asu Jnanam Vairagyam Jnanam Charjadu has become.
By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world.
I know that you all want happiness. I also wanted happiness. So I came to my Gurudev, surrendered fully. My everything, learning and everything, what attachment, everything for my mother, father, wife, children and spouse, everything I gave up. Totally. And such my Gurudev and other devotees. I heard Srimad. Now, I think that I am in line, though I am not full happy, full satisfaction, but I have hope of very strong faith that I must be happy. I must serve Radha and Krishna in the way like Gopis. So, he's telling that सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो जतो भक्ति रधोक्षजे अहेतुक प्रतिहता ज्ञात्मा संतोषी.
The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self.
What it is, you should tell Govinda Maharaj in your words. Or sitting there.
That the supreme occupation. So many people have different occupations and duties in life, whether to satisfy the family, society, their senses. But here it says, survival, parodamo, yatobhaktir, I hope to say. The supreme occupation is that by which one can please Adhokta, the Supreme Lord. And by this supreme occupation, it should be avaituki apacheta. It should be without any material motivation. It should be selflessly performed. Just as Maharaj has explained that when he approaches Guru, then he approaches Guru in a mood of surrender, full surrender. Just as the flute is completely empty. And in this way, and the service should be apacheta. It should be constant. There should be no breakage in that service. Not that we render bhakti for some hours and then we take a break and then we do something for our senses. But that when we approach Guru and Gauranga, then that service is the body, the mind, the senses, the soul, the heart, everything should be done only for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. And only this can completely satisfy the soul. And by this way, then one can receive mercy of Guru and then have the opportunity to render service to Radha and Krishna.
We want happy, but we want something that our body and senses should be happy. Not for Atma soul, really. Does Atma want to take wine to be happy? If anyone taking wine, Atma wants, soul wants? Never. By something taken by ganja, bhang, and marijuana and all other things, cigarette and others, wine. For sometimes you can forget that I am having so much
misery.
problem. Only you can forget for a moment, like senseless. And when the effect will go again more than that, rogues also many and many problems will come, and one day you will die. So only one process to be happy, that is your soul becomes happy, and it will only come by the bhakti, pure spontaneous devotion of Radha and Krishna. Otherwise not come. And it should be causeless. What causeless? Like a river comes from mountain and goes to sea. Why it goes? No. Any reason? There may be some reason that there is some
Downhill.
It may be reason, but there is also not reason. By nature. So you should try to realize this. If worldly desire is that, this bhakti will, spontaneous love and affection for Krishna will not come. Never come. So be like this. If you want to be happy like this, try to accept this process. And you want bhakti, but you don't know what is bhakti. This is it. So in spontaneous, in the association of high class of Vaishnava, hearing all this and Chaitanya Chaitamrita, especially the life history of Vaishnava, like Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, like Jiva Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhaktam Thakur, Vishwanath, all like then, so by doing a spontaneous love and affection for Krishna, we cannot touch our mental and physical sense. They cannot touch them. But there is any process, and that process I am giving in my morning class. So very attentively, you should hear all this and try to follow this process. I have to, and by this, causeless bhakti, your atma can be happy. Otherwise, no process. Because Brahma has meditated 3 times by which a soul can be happy. And then he decided that only by bhakti, process of bhakti, there is no other way. Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayurita Janat Atu Vairagyam Jnanam Sanjayatu Hadikam.
By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world.
What is all? Premanand.
So by rendering unmotivated devotional service to the Supreme Lord, one loses all attachment to worldly desires.
Again.
If by rendering unmotivated devotional service to the Supreme Lord, then one develops attachment to all worldly desires.
And also
perfect knowledge.
transcendental knowledge. If anyone doing bhakti, and bhakti is pure, automatically detachment from this worldly desires and everything must come. If anyone hearing, chanting, remembering, then lust may come or not. Never. Worldly desires can come, so detachment will come, surely. And all kinds of knowledge about Krishna and Bhakti, Maya, everything will come. Both. If not coming, then there is some loophole. Is there any slope in Srimad Bhagavatam you remember? Bhakti pareshan bhav virakti annatra chaitra kala papadhyamana sadhyatasmata sutusti pusti. What is meaning? Very attentively you should see. If bhakti will come, at once detachment will come from all kinds of material enjoyment, sense gratification. Surely. If not coming, then your guru has some defect, or you have some defect, your bhakti, your process has some defect.
In this verse, a very simple and practical example has been given to illustrate the effect of rendering devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It has been compared to the eating process. If we eat something, then surely, without a doubt, by eating, we will feel some satisfaction, our body will be nourished and some strength will come to us, and at the same time, automatically, all hunger will go away. These 3 results, they must occur if one is eating and he has no disease in the body or no worms in the stomach or anything. These 3 effects will come. So in the same way, if one is actually surrendered to Guru and Krishna and is rendering devotional service, then also 3 effects will come. First of all, bhakti. Here bhakti means seva vritti. His tendency to render service more and more, it will grow and grow and grow. And bhakti pareshana bhavo. Here pareshana bhavo means that devotee will realize something. In his heart he will realize the Supreme Lord. And virakti means detachment. He will become thoroughly detached from all material sense gratification, all material desires and sense objects. So, from this we can understand that just as if we are eating, then three effects will come. So for one who is rendering devotional service, who is surrendered to Guru and Vaishnavas, then these three effects will come. And if these three effects are not coming, then there's some defect. In other words, one is not actually in the line of Shuddha Bhakti or pure Bhakti, but maybe practicing something else, which is a semblance of that pure Bhakti.
If anyone has taken 4 grass means
Food stuff.
mouthful, 3 mouthfuls, full detachment will come or not, or full transcendental knowledge will come or not, full satisfaction, and I will not say, oh, my stomach is full. He will realize what I am telling, what I told
Not
him.
realize that somebody is taking 3 mouthfuls of food.
Simran,
That from that will one become satisfied, will one become completely satisfied, will one's stomach be full.
What will be there actually? Knowledge, all kinds of knowledge comes itself by bhakti. You will have to hear all these things. So by this process a soul can be otherwise no. Dharma sunishtang punsang visvakshen katha tuja no supadyan yadiratim samayevahi kevalam.
The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead.
What he told?
that there's a varnashram system and everyone has activities according to that varnashram, according to his qualities. If he performs those activities and they don't lead to attachment to Krishna or attraction to the message of Krishna, all those activities are useless labor only.
Not only this, for beginners, dharma swanisthita, all kinds of dharma, varnashram dharma, even you are chanting name, even you are doing archan, you are doing so many activities like distributing books, making temples, making cows, and also schools of boys, children. Gurukul, so many. But if you have no taste in hearing Hari Katha, sweet pastimes, very powerful, then everything is yours. Useless labor. So this Hari Katha should be heard first, and there should be taste in hearing. Otherwise, your chanting will hamper. Your you can give up easily. Your sannyas you can give up. Even your brahmachari state you can give up. And then you will come down. So, we should try to hear first and then kirtanam. Shravanam, then kirtanam. So, Shravan is first. Shravan means hearing of Hari Katha, pastimes of Katha. So many truths, siddhanta, all these things. Vadanti tattva vidattattam jad jnanam advayam pad. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaneti shabdate.
Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan.
Any purpose? Very big or?
No.
Yes.
The absolute truth is both subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference there. Therefore, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan are qualitatively one and the same. The same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman by the students of the Upanishads. As localized Paramatma by the Hiranyagarbhas or yogis, and as Bhagavan by the devotees. In other words, Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the last word of the Absolute Truth. Paramatma is the partial representation of the Personality of Godhead, and impersonal Brahman is the glowing effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the sun rays are to the sun god. Less intelligent students of either of the above schools sometimes argue to favor of their own respective realization, but those who are perfect seers of the Absolute Truth know well that the above three features are of the one Absolute Truth, and they are different perspective views seen from different angles of vision.
More?
As it is explained in the first sloka of the first chapter of Bhagavatam, the Supreme Truth is self-sufficient, cognizant, and free from the illusion of relativity. In the relative world, the knower is different from the known, but in the Absolute Truth, both the knower and the known are one and the same thing. In the relative world, the knower is the living spirit, or superior energy, whereas the known is inert matter, or inferior energy. Therefore, there is a duality of inferior and superior energy, whereas in the absolute realm, both the knower and the known are of the same superior energy. There are three kinds of energies of the supreme energetic. There is no difference between the energy and the energetic, but there is a difference of quality of energies. The absolute realm and the living entities are of the same superior energy, but the material world is inferior energy. The living entity in contact with the inferior energy is illusioned, thinking he belongs to the inferior energy. Therefore, there is the sense of relativity in the material world. In the absolute, there is no such sense of difference between the knower and the known, and therefore everything there is absolute.
Here again he is telling, Srimad Swakatha Krishna, Punya Samana Kirtana, Siddhantasto Hyabhadrani Vidhnotse Sata.
Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, Super Soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted.
So, Sravanatam Swakatha Krishna. Yes. Those I told first, that should be taste in hearing. What hearing? All the knower of truth, Brahmavi, Tattvavi, they say that Parabrahma is one, and he is called Bhagavan. But from a distance, if you will see that Bhagavan, you will see only like a light, and this is called Brahma. What light? The light of Bhagavan,
Abundance of his nails,
nails
of his toe,
of
his toe.
feet, not hands. Even. So this is called Brahma, this is called knowledge. And when you will see by yoga, then you can see Paramatma only. And by bhakti only, you can see this Bhagavan. Who is this Bhagavan? Now he takes the name. Ete chans kala punsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Indrar Vyapnam Lokam. The same Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Prajandanandan manifests his so many but he is one. All the incarnation are indifferent to him. Even Brahma, if Krishna is not there, beauty cannot come. So this is like a beauty, Brahma. But the rays of the sun, the light of sun is not sun. Similarly, that Brahma is not Krishna. So, Supreme Personality of Godhead is Swayam Bhagavan Prajandanandan Krishna. So we should, if anyone is hearing about him, and his devotees, his associates, then Krishna, what he does? Srinvatang Swakatha Krishna, Punya Samana Kirtana, Taddanto Yapadrana. As he hears the glorification of Krishna, his devotees, Krishna himself, in the shape of Harikatha, enters from here and comes in the hall. As a friend, he brooms everything, all that. Everything himself, if you are hearing. Like Parikshit Maharaj was hearing from Sukadeva Goswami, and Krishna entered there, and he dispelled all kinds of ignorance and everything. And Krishna was there sitting. So if you are hearing all these, then Krishna, in the shape of Harikatha, pastimes, he will enter from your ears in your heart. Whether you are wanting or not, he will clarify everything, purify everything. And then what will be? Hridyantacho yabhadrana viduno suhitsatam. Like a friend, what is malice in your heart, unwanted thing, he will take off. And then nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavat uttam shloke bhaktir bhavati naisthiti.
By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental sons, is established as an irrevocable fact.
All kinds of doubts goes away. Krishna himself dispels all kinds of ignorance. There will be no error. And a test will come. Nasta prayesu abhadresu nityam bhagavat sevaya. There are two kinds of Bhagavat. First is Srimad Bhagavatam. Himself Krishna. And second, his associates are Bhagavat. You will have to serve both. You will have to first serve Bhakta Bhagavat, devotee Bhagavat. And he has some key and law of this Bhagavat. He will open, and then from his mouth you can hear all these things. Then Bhakti Uttam Shloke, Bhagavati Uttam Shloke, Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki, then Nishtha Bhakti will come. Nishtha Bhakti means steadiness in Bhakti will come. All doubts, everything will go. Totally they will go. And then from this Naistiki Bhakti, then taste will come. Then Asakti will come. Asakti? Attachment will come. First to process, and then to Krishna himself. In this way, you will develop your Krishna concept. This is the way. There is no way in this world. If you are not in way, you have to try to come in way. And hear transcendence of these words. Today, we should stop here. Go, try to follow all this sincerely, and you will see that in no time, very soon, all doubts will go, a taste will come in hearing, chanting and worshipping everything.